These are simple exercises for ball control to learn the techniques of feinting and dribbling and changes of direction, and are a progression starting from skill-based exercises to game situations with the final objective to shoot on goal. In modern soccer, one of the most effective keys to unhinge the opposing defensive lines that are always more organized tactically is to win a 1v1 duel. For this purpose, we're presenting more than 40 exercises to improve ball control and to stimulate players' imagination and creativity at the same time. The techniques of feinting and dribbling are one of the fundamental techniques for player development and are an additional tool for all soccer coaches who need to work on technical fundamentals. The methodology is the same as the one used in the Empoli Football Club for the technical development of players in the youth squads. These exercises are particularly good for younger age groups too, where the interest and motivation to perform these moves is very high. In the last 3 years, this work method has also been shared by the authors with various soccer schools in the United States and in Canada that have chosen to incorporate it in their technical curriculum. This project was created thanks to the great feedback received from many colleagues about the work demonstrated by the authors and from their coaching seminars held over the last few years in Italy and abroad. In this exercise, players are in groups of 4, and while walking they push the ball forward using the sole of the right and left foot. The purpose is to stimulate ball control and sensitivity, and the distinction is achieved by softness in the touch and a regular rhythm. In this exercise, players are in groups of 4, and while skipping they push the ball forward using the sole of the right and left foot, trying to keep a regular and well-coordinated rhythm. This helps strengthen the legs. The players progress the exercise by rolling the ball inwards with the sole. From a technical point of view, the exercise stimulates the contact sensitivity of the foot and ball and improves control. players progress the exercise by rolling the ball outwards with the sole. The exercise requires excellent ball control and a good ability to differentiate the strength of the touch. This is a technical exercise where the players move the ball forward, remaining in a lateral position that emphasizes ball control, feints, and dribbling, and is characterized by the use of the sole. The body's lateral position will be useful in the shielding of the ball during a match. This is an exercise of medium difficulty that requires running with control of the body position and with greater sensitivity in ball control. This exercise creates a more realistic match situation of 1v1 where the speed of execution is high. This is an exercise of medium to high difficulty where dragging the ball backwards with the sole highly stimulates the touch sensitivity. From a motor skill point of view, the exercise stimulates coordination and rhythm. Players must keep a high and constant tempo without losing control of the ball and distributing it well. Four players run with the ball using the inside of both feet to the center of the field and make a sudden change of direction at arrival. The exercise stimulates the contact of the ball with the inside of the foot, and it improves the coordination linked to the change of direction. It's important to have the players coordinate the rhythm and change of direction at the same time due to the variables of time and space in game situations. Four players run with the ball backwards using the inside of both feet to the center of the field and make a sudden change of direction at arrival to run forward towards the starting point. The combination between running backwards and change of direction requires good rhythm. This exercise is typical for dribbling in 1v1 duels, with two players reaching the center of the field at the same time. Moving the ball with the inside and outside of the same foot, and then a change of direction near the central cone precedes the run using the other foot. Players need to keep the ball close to the foot, a fundamental requirement to perform a feint or while dribbling. This exercise requires more players arranged in a diamond of various sizes according to their skill, and it is specifically for dribbling and sudden changes of direction. The player begins the exercise passing the ball to the player in front of him, who receives the ball and carries it heading towards the first opposing player on his right side. When he gets in front of the player, he cuts with the inside of the foot and changes direction towards the second opposing player, who will be overtaken in the same way but using the other foot. After the first pass, the players switch and change their role and position. The exercise requires a quick execution of changes of direction with both feet, and tactically, it simulates attacking the weak side of the defender. This exercise requires more players arranged in a diamond of varying sizes according to their skill and is for dribbling and sudden changes of direction. The player begins the exercise passing the ball to the player in front of him, who receives the ball and carries it heading towards the first opposing player on his right side. When he gets in front of the player, he pulls the ball back with his sole and changes direction towards the second opposing player, who will be overtaken in the same way but using the other foot. After the first pass, the players switch and change their role and position. After the execution of the technical move, it's important to ask the players for a change of pace. This exercise requires more players arranged in a diamond of varying sizes according to their skill and is for dribbling and sudden changes of direction. The player begins the exercise passing the ball to the player in front of him, who receives the ball, carries it towards the first opposing player placed on his right. When he gets in front of the player, he pulls the ball back with his sole and uses his inside foot to change direction towards the second opposing player, who will be overtaken in the same way but using the other foot. After the first pass, the players switch and change their role and position. Mastering this move will allow players to execute the pullback L move with only one ball touch using the sole and inside of the foot. Players are in groups of 4 and dribble the ball moving forward, alternating from right to left with the inside and outside of both feet. This exercise is key to mastering dribbling to beat the opposing player. Two players quickly dribble towards the center of the mini-field, perform a scissor feint near the central cone, and then pass the ball to another player. It's important to have a continuous and quick touch of the ball. The quickness of the scissor move and the use of the arms for shielding the ball are also key.